Courage is knowing what not to fear. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Never bend your head, always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. He who loses wealth loses much. He who loses a friend loses more. But he that loses his courage loses all. Courage means doing what's right, no matter what they say. Do you have the courage to act outwardly on what you see inwardly? He is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. If you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. If you cannot grow, you cannot be your best. If you cannot be your best, you cannot be happy. If you cannot be happy, what else is there? Have the courage to be who you are, not what people expect you to be. My courage and my bravery at a young age was the thing I was bullied for, the kind of, who do you think you are? It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. I told myself, Malala, you have already faced death. This is your second life. Don't be afraid. If you are afraid, you can't move forward. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. What separates the winners from the losers is how a person reacts to each new twist of fate. Of all forms of caution, caution in love is perhaps the most fatal to true happiness. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less. Have the courage to take your own thoughts seriously, for they will shape you. The only alternative to a shuddering paralysis is to leap into action, regardless of the consequences. Curiosity will conquer fear, even more than bravery will. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. If you're going through hell, keep going. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. How few there are who have courage enough to own their own faults, or resolution enough to mend them. People with courage and character always seem sinister to the rest. Mistakes are always forgivable if one has the courage to admit them. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. The opposite for courage is not cowardice, it is conformity. Even a dead fish can go with the flow. Don't be satisfied with stories, how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. A coward is incapable of exhibiting love. It is the prerogative of the brave. It requires more courage to suffer than to die. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with courage and with the best that you have to give. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. A lot of people do not muster the courage to live their dreams because they are afraid to die. True courage is not the brutal force of vulgar heroes, but the firm resolve of virtue and reason. Let me be myself, and then I am satisfied. I know that I'm a woman with inward strength and plenty of courage. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Courage is like love. It must have hope for nourishment. Courage is on display every day, and only the courageous wring the most out of life. With courage, you will dare to take risks, have the strength to be compassionate, and the wisdom to be humble. Courage is the foundation of integrity. Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you. The principal act of courage is to endure and withstand dangers doggedly rather than to attack them. Think of yourself as an explorer. You cannot find anything new if you are unwilling to leave the shore. In all realms of life, it takes courage to stretch your limits, express your power, and fulfill your potential. Don't avoid something frightening if it stands in your way. No captain can do very wrong if he places his ship alongside that of the enemy. Never forget that no military leader has ever become great without audacity.